Good morning, everybody. It is a beautiful Friday morning, and I am over here at the Freedom Compound. As you can see behind me, we have the 303.5 mini excavator over here. And before I get into what we're doing today, I bet you're wondering, Steve, it's Friday, so it's nice. Why the heck are you not pouring concrete? Well, answer's simple. We're making some progress with getting the kind of building going. Me and Rachel are building a house over here, as well as our friends Josh and Jenny. You've met Josh in a few of my videos now. And actually, the piece of grassy area right behind me, Rachel and I are subbing off for, we're going to subdivide this area off for Josh and Jenny so that they can build next to us. They're great people. They have two beautiful kids with a third one on the way. So I thought it would be pretty cool to have such great friends living this close to us that have similar interests. Our kids will get to grow up together. I think it's going to be awesome. And then again, thank you to not only my dad, but the other guys at work for allowing me to take off on this Friday to do what needs done, hence this video. So that we can get this subdivision and our houses going here, hopefully in the next couple months. So that brings us to what we're doing today with the excavator. So if you've watched any of my previous videos, me talking about this property, this whole area, this whole entire hillside behind me was mined for coal back in, I think, the late 60s, early 70s. So as far as building a house here, it is possible. It's a little bit more difficult than, if you were to go find nice, land elsewhere. Basically what we need to do is get our perk test done before we can do anything. If this area doesn't perk for a septic system, then we can't build. Now, before Rachel and I actually bought this property, our house is going way over there. The sale here was contingent upon a positive perk test. But going back to this area being mined, what had happened is once a company comes in and strip mines it, they change the soil pretty drastically. So it's a little bit more difficult to get a positive perk test done. So what we had to do on our section over there is we had to bring in a soil scientist. Yes, a scientist that specializes in soil for septic systems. We had to bring him in. We had to dig 6 or 8 holes, I think, for him to kind of get a read on the type of soil we have so that we can relay that information to the sewer enforcement officer, SEO. Every county, township has one. The soil scientist relays his findings to the SEO. The SEO can make the call then, okay, great, I like the readings here. I know exactly what to test for, because a lot of times what happens, from my understanding, now keep in mind I pour concrete, I don't do septic systems. From my understanding, the reason we had to do this is because certain townships have a minimum of what is an approved septic system. Now, you can put a septic system wherever. It's just a matter of if your township approves that one. So apparently what they will do is they'll come in, they'll do a test. If it doesn't meet their bare minimum standards or whatever, it fails. So in theory, by their standards, you can't have a septic system. Now, what we did here was we brought in a soil scientist that says, okay, here's what we'll do. Here's how many tanks we'll do. We'll add this there, we'll add that there. A lot of words and terminology that I don't understand. And, then with the soil that is on this property, it will drain X amount, blah, 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 whatever. So then the SEO will say, sounds good, great, that's what I'll test for, it'll all be good. So our lot, mine and Rachel's lot, had a good soil test, so we're gonna do a soil test over here today. The SEO will be here so that we can actually do the perk testing on both lots as well, and we'll be able to get this subdivision going. So whenever they get here, provided they're comfortable being on camera, being on YouTube, I will have them talk a little bit more about what they do, because as you just saw, I don't know a lot of the terminology that they use on their day-to-day jobs, so that's where we're at. So we're gonna go ahead and get the machine greased up and then wait for those guys to get here. I'll introduce you to them, and yeah, I'm excited. Okay guys, so I had a conversation with the soil scientist and the SEO, and neither one of them were that comfortable being on camera, and I get it. You know, not everybody wants to be filmed while they're doing their job. That's fine. But just to kind of bring you up to speed, we dug 4 holes. The soil scientist got in there, got his readings, said everything looked pretty good. Obviously it was a lot longer process than me just saying that. Used a lot of terminology and everything, and we were having conversations in between each hole about, you know, what he's looking for, what he found. Everything's looking good. So the sewer enforcement officer, John, said that it is go time for digging perk holes. So I'm gonna see if I can get a camera set up on a tripod so you can watch me struggling digging these, because we can't use an excavator for those. We have to use a post hole digger. So hopefully I can get that so you guys can actually see some work getting done. These are 14 to 15 inches. Break some of that up. I forgot the digging bar.
That'll work.
Oh,
Digging bar might be a little too big for in there, actually.
Yeah. We're good.
That's good.
14 on 8. Okay, so we have 8 of these holes to dig per soil test. So over here we'll have 16 holes. You have to dig each of them down 14 inches and then fill up the bottom 2 inches of pea stone or chips. So when Josh gets tired of running the post hole digger, he'll let me know and we'll switch. You get them, I'll run up and grab a little bit.
Bucket or something?
Ready for a switch, Josh?
Got tree root right there.
Tree root. Take care of that.
So in case you're wondering why we aren't using an auger, it's because you're actually not allowed to use an auger or any sort of drill like that for these tests, because it will actually glaze the sides of the holes and it will disrupt the water from actually draining properly. So you'll get an inaccurate reading and potentially fail because of that. So every SEO is going to require that these holes are dug manually with a post hole digger and some sort of digging bar.
Another tree root?
It's not broken in half yet.
Oh, okay.
Seems like all of it. There it is. Scoop weird. This one's going to be a bugger.
Okay, so we have all 8 perk holes dug. We had to put 2 inches of gravel in the bottom of each one. He said that gives it room for sediment to settle. Now we have a test hole here and a test hole here for our soil scientist to do his thing on. We have one down here and one over there, so we have 8 more holes to do here, and then this will be this will be Josh's lot. Then we have to go over to my lot over there and do the same thing there. They're hard to see right now. There's one here, there's one there, there's more back there, but everywhere you can see an orange flag up here. There's 8 there, and there's 8 down here. Josh and I just had to use the post hole digger and a pin to dig down in a circle about, what did we do, 14 to 15 inches. And then we had to fill it up 2 inches of gravel to help with the sediment for whenever we're dumping water in there. And those are the perk holes, the perk test holes for this lot over here. So now we're gonna get all of our stuff, the machine. We're gonna head back over here to where me and Rachel are gonna be building, and get our perk hole, our test perk holes done over there.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so again, we had 8 holes down here that me and Josh dug, and then 8 more up there. Now this is going to be where mine and Rachel's house is going. So these are the perk test holes for here. These went, I would say up here, went a lot faster than over at yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, these ones went pretty quick. Just those last 2, we kind of hit a couple rocks we had to chisel through, but no big deal. We got it done. Next step is to get water over here for the perk test.